Hey everybody, Fender Vader Lair here from Vader's Vault, showcasing our latest custom saber, the Fringe Saber, made for DJ Obi Wan of the FX Sabers forum. He had contacted us several months back with a render and drawing and several reference pictures to something that he wanted us to bring to life, his dream saber as it were, and we accepted the challenge with much anticipation. This saber required a lot of planning and a lot of trial and error on certain things. While it has a very simple outline to the design, it has a lot of very complex features about it. The most complex feature, and probably the hardest for us to do, was that he liked different attributes of different sabers. The Obi Wan TPM, the Mace Windu saber, and a Random Sabers design. Now, the Mace Windu, what he liked about it was the actual grip pattern of the material. But unfortunately, it's something that you just can't go to a craft store and pick up off the shelf. It's a very, very unique, random engraved pattern in the faux leather or rubber or whatever they used on the prop. Well, we tried to use probably half a dozen different techniques or methods or materials to achieve that look. Anything from actual leather to rubber to poured on rubber material to different textured powder coating. Nothing worked at all for this application. And so at the last desperate hour, we actually took out the Dremel tool and said, well, let's give it a shot, and we engraved with the engraving tool on the Dremel into the actual grip of the bare aluminum, polished it up, smoothed it out, and then powder coated it over flat black. And if it didn't come out darn near perfect for an emulation of the grip pattern on the Mace Windu, it's really nice. Came out really good. I'm glad we put in the extra hand cramping effort that it took to do that, because it really made the saber. Hopefully he'll be as happy with it as we are, because that was one thing that was really important to him, was that grip pattern. And I think we got it pretty nailed flat to the wall. It's very comfortable to hold, and being that it doesn't use an actual physical material, in this particular situation, in those thin rings, it's nice because it provides a nice seamless look. There is no seam from any leather or rubber, which would be very hard to hide in that kind of location. Rounding out the bottom of the saber, we got the raised ring at the bottom, like the Obi Wan TPM, and we got Ace Rocket's super godly Obi Wan TPM pommel. That was a limited run. If you missed out on it, sorry for you. Then in the middle of the saber, in a neck down area, very similar to the Obi Wan TPM, he wanted a exposed crystal chamber. So in true Vader's Vault style, we put one in there, of course, with the raw natural quartz crystal in there, lit with the blade matching accent LED. Then for the accent switch, the anti-vandal switches have become quite popular lately. We like them as well. They're very low profile, they don't get bumped on and off, and they're lighted, so they fit the saber application real well. Well, at the time that he sent us the render, it was about the time that we just started experimenting with flush mounting them, so we put that one in the design there. On the opposite side of the main switch, we've got the threaded in aux switch and the threaded in 2.1mm recharge port. And then flanking the sides of the saber, we got the low profile accent LED bezels with red and green accent LEDs. And topping the saber off, we've got a nice custom emitter up here, tapered in the inspiration of the Random Sabers design that he likes, with the nice big ringed section up here with rounded thin rings. Very, very balanced saber. You know, it's got the heavier emitter balanced by the heavier pommel, so when the blade's in, it's actually a very, very wieldable saber, very comfortable to hold and swing around. Powering this saber is, of course, none other than the Plecter Labs Crystal Focus Sabercore version 4.3, igniting a oppression stopping Purplicious Purple tuned LEDEngin RGBA 10 watt, with, of course, the green dye of the RGBA tuned for Clash Flash, which is the ultimate in saber experience. It is definitely the coolest thing that's come about lately, and I foresee it being the future of sabers. If you have a crystal focus saber and you don't have flash in your saber, you need to contact your nearest sabersmith and have them do that for you, please, because you'll enjoy it much more. Something that I haven't been able to show you guys before, but I'm going to show you now. On our crystal focus sabers, everybody knows that, at least if you're involved in actually playing with your lightsaber, 90% of the fun of a crystal focus saber is being able to configure it and play with the parameters and change your sound fonts. There is no other sound card on the planet that is as cool or as configurable as the crystal focus. So when you have one in your saber, of course you want to take it out, or at least take the SD card out and play with it. Well, when you have a saber that you want to keep under the size of a telephone pole, and you want to have all those features in there, there's a lot of cram foo involved in getting all that wiring and everything to be very user friendly. So on my last several sabers, I've designed a chassis that allows my customers and me to actually be able to access easily the SD card. And I kind of want to show you guys how I've done this. Take the pommel off here. Get my handy dandy probe tool here. And push it out. Now with the speaker mount cleared the hilt, I can just roll it out of the way. And there's your SD card. You can pop it out, go configure it, or pop in a whole new one, push it back in, roll the speaker mount back into place, and push your chassis in. Easy as pie. And now you're free to go play with your lightsaber. Speaking of playing with your lightsaber, we have 6 sound fonts on here from different sources that he picked. A couple from Mad Cow, the Hero, and the Vader. Then we've got a sound font from the original Nova Stars Sound Font Compendium CD Volume 1, and the several fonts from the Sound Font Compendium Volume 2. If you have a crystal focus saber and you don't have those CDs, shame on you. You need to go to Nova Star's site at thecuttingedge.s5.com and pick yourself up a set of those right now. Let's get it powered on in the dark, and we will show you the awesomeness that is Precious Stopping Purplicious Purple. Let's take out the super awesome ignition key provided by our man Earth. Thanks, Earth. It's very cool. As you can see, the 10-watt RGBA lights up the entire room, bathing it in violet light. Very bright, very solid, deep purple, with the white flash and rock up. A blaster. It is very cool. This is a very loud saber. Here's one of my favorite fonts, Resblade. It is probably one of the best tuned fonts for a saber hilt. It just seems to be mixed so well for the inside of a saber. And one of the cool things about it is the pitch shifting is so noticeable. It's very cool to have in your hilt. It's a very cool font. Well, hopefully DJ Obi-Wan enjoys this saber as much as we enjoyed planning it and executing it. It was a very fun build. Thanks again, guys, from the vault.